Hello again, Lendell Ray from Madisonville Cablevision Channel 21, along with Ron Elliott, Jim Bashears, and Danny Woodward tonight from South Hopkins High School gym for the game between the Dawson Springs Panthers and the South Hopkins Tomcats. Before this game gets started, there's some ceremonies to go on tonight honoring a lot of the older ball players, managers, cheerleaders, lady ball players, coaches, just everybody that's involved in this thing. And I hope that we can give you all the ceremonies and be able to show you each individual. We're hoping they come out on the floor. Miss Linda Winstead now is on the PA. She's gonna be calling the people out. Danny, this is going to be quite a thing to see.
I need to give them some instructions.
We're going to try to listen to Linda for a moment.
So I'm going to start calling your names, and as I call your name, if you would just walk out into the middle of the floor, and I'm going to do a continuous calling of names. So just keep walking, and if you have to walk on out the gym door, I guess you'll have to walk out the gym door. No, just don't walk past Danny Woodward and Linda Resch down there. I'm going to call names and years, and then we would like to recognize the original Lady Cats team and the original Tomcat team at the end. Thank you. Kathy Abbott Keith, 1966.
Kathy Abbott, Amy Noel.
1977.
We're talking
about Hayes, 1985.
I couldn't hear her then. Jerry.
Some of you all know him.
Oh, Terry Hayes, the Dawson Springs coach.
Chad Burgett, one of the assistants at Dawson, graduated, I guess, about 4 years ago, 5 years.
Daryl Frazier, 1970, 71.
Daryl Frazier.
Saint, class of 89. Tammy French, class of 96. Ray Larkins. Refused to give his age. James Sharper, Fred Sharper, Shannon Carroll, class of 89. Alexis Seymour.
I'll let you listen and watch most of these people. I'll talk to you about some of them while you listen to Linda Winstead and hope you can hear.
Teresa Moore Alexander, class of 76. Sharon Tyson, 1979. Janie Cox Borland, 1973. Linda Durham, 1973.
I see Janie Borland coming down. Janie, have to talk about her a little bit. Linda Durham just gave you a little shot along with Willie Clayton side by side.
She can still do it.
Yes, she can. And leave it to Linda, she'll turn it on. Linda is a sister to our magistrate, Carol Wells.
You gotta get down there.
We might need to see that again. Linda Durham. Cletus Bowman, 1958.
Cletus Bowman, 1958.
1958. Bobby Winders, 1958.
Bobby Winders, one of our, this is a team that you wouldn't believe. Danny Woodward sitting here beside me right now, 1958.
1957. Ricky Scott, class of 1980.
Ricky Scott.
Lisa Wells Adams, class of 1976.
Oh, me. Lisa, you never replaced Lisa.
Karen Day.
She was Lisa Hardwick. There's Bobby Winders. People like that I see really reminisce about.
Class of 58.
How we'd like to sit down and just talk about them for hours upon hours and just don't have the time.
Mayor of Dawson Springs.
Right.
Stacy Payton.
Stacy Payton, the mayor of Dawson Springs.
She was a cheerleader in 56,
John Martin.
7,
I remember her well, and a good one, I must say.
Hunter, class of 1977.
Here comes her brother John, who was a basketball
Rena
player
T. Jones, class
in,
of
I believe,
1986.
about the early 60s.
Stacy
Yeah, I remember
John.
John
Class of
Payton.
1986. Lisa Hartwig Adams, 19 1976.
Now that's who I had next up a while ago. Lisa Hardwick Adams is she's my #1 person along with Vicki Cunningham. You know, Vicki's the wife of Terry Cunningham, and Vicki, along with probably, I have to say, the greatest ladies coach in South Hopkins, because she's my buddy, Shirley Bashir Nance. But those two girls with her just made that team, especially Vicki Cunningham. Vicki was something else.
Shirley's been a fixture around here a long time.
Tammy Bratcher Young.
Shirley's been here as long as been here,
Lisa
At
Moore
school
Phillips.
here.
along with you.
Sure has. She's a counselor here now.
Peggy
I'm
Campbell.
watching the monitor, and Ron's doing an awfully good job showing you these people, and we're so proud to be able to show these to you.
Calvin Gamblin, 1975.
Judge, an excellent turnout tonight for this group of people here. Cleta, it's always a pleasure to see some of these guys like this guy right here, Cletus Bowman.
Coach, 1984-1990. Kim.
You know, I'm a little bit of a fixture around here myself, but the only time I get recognized when they tell me get out of the way.
1978.
That's kind of like me.
You know, I think about a lot of these people that have passed away or are not with us any longer that I really wish
1978.
were present. And
Out there, he doesn't want to walk by himself.
one outstanding person I maybe shouldn't mention, but Cynthia Bruce was such a favorite of mine, and Cynthia is not with us any longer, but we really miss her.
Chet Cunningham, class of 1986. Misty Stanley, class of 1988. Tammy Baker, class of 1978. Lisa Bratcher Merrill, class of
I see
1981.
Tammy Mouse coming down, Mouse Baker. Bobby Wonders just gave us a
Coach,
thumbs up there.
1976,
Coach and ball player, Lonnie Burgett. I'm sure most of you will remember Lonnie.
Mr. B.
Lonnie was a favorite here, not only as a player, but as a coach.
69.
Lonnie went on now as superintendent
Joe
of
Gamlin, class of 1970.
Lonnie's done well.
He was principal down at Webster County for a couple of years or so, or a little longer, and quite a guy.
Class of 1987. Kathy Wilkerson Groves. 1972, 1976. Kathy Wilkerson Groves.
Kathy Wilkerson.
Linda Lamb. Wilma Offit. 1969. Craig Offit. Class of
I'm sure most of you remember Craig Offit from last year. Quite a ball player,
Class of 1990.
along with Jim Hicks following him up, and Jim also an outstanding ball player for South Hopkins.
Class of 1973. Michael E. Class of 1990.
Michael's
Gilbert
a sports
Nethery, class of
caster with
1959.
a TV station in Lexington now. Mike's done well for himself.
Linda Windsor,
Great kid,
class of
great
19.
Reckon I can make a contact with him and get on one of these network stations, Judge?
You might be able to get him on,
Candy
get
Williams
him to
Hopper,
let you
class of
on.
19.
Hey, I have to talk about this guy here. One of my old friends, Tilford Netherly, who is with the Board of Education now,
Class of 1924.
Hopkins County School System. And Tilford was an outstanding friend. There's a lot of good memories we could talk about, along with my neighbor you just heard and saw,
Class of 1970.
Candy Williams.
Robert Paul.
Candy Williams Hopper now, but she is my next door neighbor, and we love Candy very much.
They left. Vicki Bedwell, class of 1989.
Ron, you're doing an excellent job. I'm watching you on the monitor. You're just great.
Anyone who did not sign up, we'd love for you to come out here.
Lanny and Jim.
Coach Hayslip, where is he? Chuck Hayslip,
Chuck Aislip, the ladies coach for South Hopkins, making his appearance now.
Coach Jim Bashir.
Coach Jim Bashir, who is the athletic director, assistant principal, also a star ball player for South Hopkins, not only in basketball but also baseball, who went on to have a great college career.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are basketball players, coaches, cheerleaders, and
I don't think she's mentioned Lanny Woodward, who is the principal now, also an ex-coach at South Hopkins, and again a star ball player along with his brother Danny Woodward, who is sitting here with me. We have a special guest. I don't know if she's going to recognize him or not, but I'm hoping.
They're getting ready to get to him the first team that ever played.
And I imagine that's where Lanny comes in. I want to give these people a hand.
All right, we have your attention, please. At this time, there's a gentleman here that I would like to introduce.
Jim Bashir is going to introduce the main person.
He was the first coach of the Tomcats, took them to 2 state tournaments, went on to Indiana, had a Hall of Fame basketball coaching career, won 1 state championship. Our coach we played here, Mr. Orlando Gunner Wyman.
Gunner Wyman, first coach at South Hopkins. We're hoping to have Gunner on a little later on to talk with Gunner and let y'all hear about him.
Step forward out into the middle of the floor to be recognized separately. It's just if you were on the original, the first Lady Cats and the first Tomcat teams.
There goes some good-looking young ladies out on the floor.
Please give these people a round of applause.
Along with an excellent coach. I don't believe Bobby Wender and Cletus Bowman played on that ladies team, did they?
They were on the first Tomcat team.
You going out there?
There's one other group I'd like to recognize at this time. Group of young men that means a lot to me. If we don't do it tonight, they'll never get an alumni night because they won't be any more South Hopkins after this year. And that's the 6 seniors that we have on this year. I wish they'd join me in Miss George to meet with these people. Thank you.
Jim has called out the seniors from this year's present team to meet the people out there that was on the first team that played at South Hopkins, along with the guy sitting next to me, Danny Woodward, who isn't out there, his brother Lanny, who is the principal here, along with Bobby Wenders, Cletus Bowman. I see the ladies also, but I think about John Gunn. John Gunn isn't present, is he? And neither is Mike Ezel, I don't think. They are also a very integral part of that first ball club here. Gunner's going to say a word or two, I think, just a moment. So we'll see if we can hear him. Listen to him.
I'd like to tell you that it's really great being back here tonight. I was here for the first game, and I think it's only appropriate that I'll be here for the last home game that South Hopkins plays this year, and we hope that they wind up the season and go on in tournament play and just keep on playing, just keep on and on and on and on. And some of the finest times, the greatest times I've ever had were right here in this gym. Some of the finest young men I've ever coached have been right here. Some of the finest people in the community are the people in the South Hopkins school community. And it's really, really great. And I was fortunate to have some people that would really get after playing basketball. And I understand that you got after University Heights last Friday. I hope you get another shot at them.
Gunner bringing up some old memories and not so old memories.
This is going to come to an end, and I always used to say I was a Tomcat born, I was a Tomcat bred, when I died, I'd be a Tomcat dead. Thank you.
So great remarks by head coach Gunner Wyman from the first coach who ever coached here at South Hopkins. And I think we might get Coach Wyman on here in just a few minutes, and we'll talk to Gunner in just a moment.
Scored over 1,000 points in their careers here at South Hopkins, and they never got
the presentation going on now to
Coach Dan Evans would like to present
by Dan Hopper, Dan Evans with Hopper, Jim Hicks and Craig Alford coming out.
Nice to see you. Pretty good.
Ron, when you will, please.
Jim and Craig are both playing at Lindsey Wilson College, and they both drove here tonight, especially for this presentation. We really appreciate that.
Great.
Now, on behalf of
You're a
Mr.
media
Shears,
person
Mr.
now.
Woodward, and the entire faculty and staff and student body of South
Well,
Hopkins,
as you
we
can
would
see
like to
tonight,
thank all of you
what a
for
pleasure it
being here
is to
tonight.
have
Thank you.
Gunner Wyman, Coach Gunner Wyman, who was the first coach at South Hopkins High School. Gunner, welcome back, because I know you meant what you said.
Hey, that's right, Lendl. And you know, I'm sitting up here on the stage where John Haybaker's going rolling down the wall on the top end of a ladder, and just all kinds of memories. Some of them good, all of them great. Some of them not so hot, but we managed, and we got the community to come together, and a basketball team, I think, was instrumental in bringing people from many sections of from the county together out here at South Hopkins. It's sort of sad to see it come to an end, but I know that they're going to go on to bigger and better things, I hope. But like I said, and I really meant it, Lendl, that some of the greatest people I've ever been around in my life, and some of the most fierce competitors that I've ever had. I cannot ever recall having a team that felt intimidated or that was in awe of anybody we played. We would go play to the best of our ability, and if boys and girls would do that, you know, they get a lot done.
Coach, I have to say this because I go back with you to the starting of this school, but when you feel people like Danny and Lanny Woodward and Jim Bashirs and John Gunn, Mike, Bobby Wenders, Cletus Bowman, Mike Ezel, you can't go wrong with that kind of team, and with your coaching, it showed that.
Well, let's see how they're doing now. One of them is a judge, one of them is a principal, one's assistant principal, one has his own business, one is a man of the cloth here, a preacher. So they all turned out real good, and you can predict that with the kind of character that they had. And I'm talking about just like, you know, a guy would want to go on and on and on and coach forever if he could be blessed with material like that, boys like that every year, you know, because we had a lot of fun, we got a lot done.
Coach, I have to ask this because people want to know, how's your health and your family?
Well, I haven't spent a day in the hospital in a long, long time, and I guess a little minor surgery was the only time then. And I'm eligible for Medicare, but I haven't used any yet. And I'm raising dogs now, Beagle Hounds, Brittany Spaniels, English Pointer Bird Dogs, and Labrador Retrievers, and training them. So I stay busy catching fish down on Kentucky Lake, hunting ducks, geese, things like that.
Coach, you're too tough to ever use Medicare. I don't believe you'll ever need it. I could sit here and reminisce about so many things, but not only were you a great coach, and I'll say that because I know I was here with you, and your records prove that, but also you were a great baseball coach, and how I enjoyed baseball and had such outstanding ball club. I can remember building that diamond down there.
We did it by hand, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
Truly labor. But we wanted to play, and the guys worked on it. We worked on it in PE classes. We worked on it after school. We had the only sodded infield that I know of in this part of the state. That's right. And we had the same guys, many of them. Of course, we had the Cotton brothers and a number of other guys. They got involved in the baseball team. But Lendl, I coached 29 years, and Jim Bashirs was inducted into the Hall of Fame down in Austin Peay University last fall. And I was invited down, and it was a great pleasure. And I got to thinking about Jim and out all that. You know, you coach a lot of boys in 29 years, but I got to thinking, well, now, how can I explain how I feel about Jim and what I think about Jim and his athletic ability? If I want to win and we're choosing up sides and I've got first pick out of everybody that I ever coached, I'm going to take old Jim, because Jim is going to figure out some way to beat you, and he's going to give it all he's got, see. And he made us a great team, and Bobby Wenders put on a little show from outside. I mean, every shot was a three-point shot for Bobby. But Danny and Lanny were just as sturdy and steady as the day was long. They were team players. And Cletus Bowman gave us a lot. John Gunn, one of the headiest guards, playmaking guards, one of the most unselfish kids that we ever
Played
had.
hurt a lot, but he played good.
That's right. Hey, we understood that defense helped you too, if you can remember, and we played a heck out of defense.
You know, I sort of believe, Coach, that the Woodward boy, I believe Lanny did most of the scoring and everything. He just gave Judge credit because he looked so much better.
Well,
I think Lanny did the biggest bulk of it.
Well, Danny was setting him up, see.
Danny was the assistant.
We had a real time in PE class with these two when I put the boxing gloves on. And I'm talking about, you know, I just want them, you know, to get the feel of it. Dance around, prance around a little bit, a little jabbing, but I'm talking about we had eyes closed, lips busted, noses bleeding and stuff like that. And we only did that about 2 or 3 times. I was a slow learner. I finally think, well, we can't do this anymore. This is going to ruin our basketball team. These two guys fighting. I couldn't put them opposite each other in the scrimmage either, because, I mean, they would tackle one another to keep them from scoring, see. Fierce competitors.
They were very much that, and I think that rubbed off on South Hopkins later on in the years through your coaching, to be aggressive, to be good ball player, put out your best effort. Gunner, I could sit here with you for probably hours upon hours.
Let's do it then.
I don't know whether the people I work for would like that or not, but I'd like to. I'm sure you don't have any other plans other than just enjoying life and taking it easy.
Well, I'm going to try to do what I think is right, you know. I mean, as I see the right.
Do you have anything you'd like to say to the audience?
I'm back with a lot of good people, a lot of hard-working people. You know, when I was up here coaching, this area here had some of them. They still have solid citizens, but we had people, you know, that were lucky to work 2 or 3 days a week in the mines, you know. And they weren't worried about it. I mean, they struggled and they made do and they got by. And that's the way we approached basketball. And I can remember our neighbors up the road here, you know, they had us outmanned, and a little further north, they had us outmanned. But somehow or other, these guys figured out some way, you know, to get a few more points most of the time. And we brought a lot of recognition to the school. We were ranked, and we won quite a few ball games, and we had back-to-back regional championships. And they showed people the way, and I learned as much from them as they learned from me. They showed me how hard-nosed kids can do the job.
Gunner Wyman, again, I could sit here and talk with you forever, but what a pleasure it is to see you come back home, because this is home as far as I'm concerned for you. It may not be your immediate home, but deep inside you, I know it's home. What an asset you've been to this county, especially to this school, and maybe you'll get to come to the new school next year sometime.
I'll tell you what, you show me where some bobwhite quail are and a few rabbits, now we'll be back up here and we'll hunt them up.
We'll find them for you, Gunner. We'll find
any white-tailed deer up here running loose, bothering you?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. The only time I get one with a car, but I'm pretty good at them.
Maybe if you'll point me in the right direction, we might make a shoot on them.
There you go. Gunner, thanks so very much.
Thank you, Randall, for having me.
A pleasure to see you, sir.
And hello to all the great people out in the community of Tomcat country.
Thank you, Gunner. Thank you very much.
See you.
Thank you, sir. Well, you just heard from one of the greatest guys I think that I've ever had the pleasure to know here at South Hopkins, Mr. Orlando Gunner Wyman. As you know, Gunner's career here was great. He went on to be a great coach in Indiana with some excellent ball players that you would recognize some of their names if I repeated them, but we don't want to miss anybody, so we won't talk about them. Again, we're at the gym South Hopkins, ready for the Dawson Springs and the South Hopkins game. There's about 5 minutes left before time to start. I want to go over my sponsors for tonight's game with you. As usual, Bruce Franklin and Company. They're CPAs from North Main. They're located on North Main in Madisonville. They'll do about whatever you need. Go down and see Greg or one of the people there at Bruce Franklin Company, and they'll take care of you. Also, Lovin's Grocery and Catering Service again tonight, a sponsor of ours. Harold Joanna Lovin, you'll find them out doing concessions at different places, malls, parades, picnics, get-togethers in Madisonville here in the county, out of the county. Nothing's too large or too small for their catering service. That's one of Harold's themes. Usually you can find Talisa or Cheryl, Christina, Richard, Anna Lou, and a whole bunch of other people helping them, but those are special people. But I'll guarantee you, if you've ever used some of Harold Levin's food, you'll want to go back for more because it is excellent. Also again tonight, Full Freddy's. You know, Freddie Gunn, who owns Full Freddy's, has 2 locations in Madisonville. One on South Main, one on North Main. Both of them are equipped with laser car washes, and I would recommend them. They're excellent. I do the one on South Main most of the time myself. Also in Morton's Gap, Freddie has 2 locations also, Mini Mart and a service station. You can find about what your needs are down there. Again, I'll get back later on, but these laser washes at Freddie's, you can usually find Heath or Freddie one around to help you with those, to be sure they're working properly and do you a good job. Also, the Dixie Pan restaurant in Nortonville, there's no way I could say enough good about the Dixie Pan, because if you've ever heard me, I eat there so often. I'm sitting here right now looking at the owners up in the stand, Jerry Prowse and Ruth Ann Prowse, who own the Dixie Pan. They're open every day but Wednesday. On Sundays, you couldn't ask for a better lunch than you'll find at the Dixie Pan in Nortonville. You'll find Jerry and Ruth Ann there most of the time. Miss Renee Hale, we couldn't do it without her. Keita, Chandra, Brenda, Imogene, the cook, been there about as long